what's up guys? So today I'm gonna show y'all how to make kind of like lo-fi ambient beat for like Fakemink and Jim Legxacy. So for this beat, I just started off with like a piano sound, and I just fucked around in with like the MIDI keyboard, just connected, and I just played this thing here. Yeah. And this is just the beat is built off of this. So as far as effects for the piano, boosted this range and a compressor on there. I have it on a preset here. It'll fucking load, yeah. And then next I start with some pads, or with a pad. I just have two pads in this beat, kind of complement each other. Yeah, and then we have it layered with this pad, exact same notes, just copied and pasted that bitch. And then this is how like the two pads sound together, so they're always playing at the same time. Or sorry, this is them together, sorry. Then with the piano, so as far as mixing goes, you just want to make space with like subtractive EQ. Like I boosted the 2Ks here, and then for the pads, remove these frequencies, and I remove some frequencies here, just so like the best elements from each pad have like room to shine. And then I have all the pads routed to this track just to make room for the piano, as I showed earlier, the piano, I boosted that frequency here. Then moving on, melody, I have a lead here. I think for this one, all I did was just copied and pasted the notes from the pads and used arpeggiator function, control alt A. And I just fucked around till it sounded cool. So yeah, it's like going up a little bit. And then moving on to kind of like a bass sound. Pretty cool sounding. The only thing I added on here was just a delay. The load. Yeah. So yeah, this is the delay I added there. One of a preset, the mix, and then EQ'd the high end off of it. And I just had a limiter, sidechain to kick to it. And then yeah, so this is kind of how the melody elements sound. So it's very, very vibey and very bassy. So to make it even more spacey, I routed all the melodies to a melody bus, and I queued the lows, to make room for the 808, and I added spreader just to make it wider. So if I reset this, there wasn't playing. But yeah, I used the spreader here. 15, like I added like a 17% spread, 15% like stereo separation, and I bypassed it. I made it like bypass the low frequencies of like up to 636 hertz. So just like the high end is being spread out, not too much the low end. So then obviously added reverb there just to make it even more vibey, and it just makes it sound wider. If I have it off, then I turn it back on, you don't really hear it, but it's more of like a feeling. you just feel that it's wider. And same thing with the reverb, you can't tell. So moving on, we'll go to the 808. 808 was just like a sub 808, more of the sub. So slide notes here. It just sounds cool. And here's how it sounds with the layered with the bass. Super vibey. And then yeah, moving on to the drums. I'll play just all the drums first. Right? I feel like they're more like pop drums more than anything. So moving on to the kick, I just had it follow the 808. Turn the velocity up. Stretched it a little bit, just so it changes like the transients. And as far as mixing on this, just have a EQ, boosted this 50k ranges, and put a low pass on there, and with pretty soft clipper to give it more space, or not more space, just to give it more like oomph. Then I have like this perk, I kind of use it as like a clap. And then as far as that, I just added a delay on there. Yeah. Fruity delay 3. Next we got another perk. Like a triangle. And with this, I added a delay on it, but there's like this specific one. If we'll get it to load. Yeah. Diffusion shaker, so it kind of makes it sound like a shaker. So without it, I turn it off, right? I have it on. It makes it sound like kind of like a shaker a little bit. And then yeah, with the snare, nothing too fancy. Pretty simple, follows the kick a little bit. Same groove as like the kick. Like it complements the kick. Velocity changes here just to make more bouncy. And yeah, I didn't do anything special with the mixing there. Just a basic 2-step hi-hat. Increase, decrease the velocity, make it sound less boring. And then I added a phaser on there. Turn down the mix on it, just gives it more movement. And then as far as structure, we have a EQ, like a high pass on there. So turn off the high pass for the intro and bring it back for the hook and verse section. So as far as structure goes, I have the bass, like the bass at 2.7 decibels down, and then for the verse, I decrease the bass, so there's less bass. Then the hook just feels wider. So let me skip here. Right, it just doesn't feel as wide, but it's still good. So actually, if you move over here from where the verse ends and then the hook comes back, you can feel it more. Right? Yeah, it just feels wider. It's more of a feeling thing more than anything. With these types of beats, you want to be chasing more of the feeling more than anything. And then yeah, I just have some effects here, like thud, and then yeah, riser. And then yeah, this is just my producer tag here. Yeah, add that if you want to. But for the effects, it's just fruity reverb. And then as far as like mixing goes, just in general for the drums, it's just glue compression on the beat. I mean on the drums, just to make it feel more groovy. And yeah, on the master, just have a flipper, like the stock one that it puts down for you. And yeah, that's pretty much the beat. Just try to make it as vibey as possible.